Hi, treasures. Please like and subscribe, and thank you.
What's a small reason people do drugs? Some people do drugs for fun, just recreationally. There are also people who do drugs because it's an escape from a life that sucks.
Wow. Mr. Professional is speaking. Huh, okay.
I never said homelessness did have anything to do with drugs, backrooms. How do you handle criminals? I would go after the root causes of crime. That is how you deal with crime, is to address the root causes. Are ponies my escape? Not anymore. Death in the family would turn to stones? Yeah. And you should have been given a home. Homelessness should not be a fucking thing. Nah, you're fine, J-Dot. And they get jobs, they become productive members of society. There is no one root cause. There's a bunch of root causes. And cheap. But even when I had money, I was cheap. Too cheap to buy drugs. I was drug addicts never seems to work out well. Yeah, it's like police don't actually solve any of these problems. If more police reduced, believe it or not, Trent, police are actually not very effective at preventing crime. Maybe in certain neighborhoods, but for the most part, no. They're not actually all that effective at preventing crime. And they're often not all that effective at solving crimes. What they are good at, what police are good at, is cracking down on the most minor shit. Nobody hates you, J-Dot. Led to less drugs. New York City would have no fucking drugs left. Have you been? Yeah, I have. Doesn't stop me from recognizing what... Shit, Christy, I'm not talking about... Not just the U.S. Force laws. They can be pretty... Cops can often be pretty selective in which laws they choose to enforce. There's a lot of crimes that go unsolved. There's certain types of crimes the police don't even bother with. Like, if you're the victim of a mugging or a burglary or anything like that, hey, Rara, file a report that you can use for insurance purposes. To find you.
You heard it from Peetz. Don't do nothing to rich people.
Yeah. Bye. Most kinds of theft, police are like, Is my super chat large enough for me to send to express everything I have to say about policing? Fair enough, MG, fair enough. As far as shoplifting goes, I've mentioned this on the channel before. The number one type of theft, wage theft. Employers take more money from their employees than shoplifters take from the stores. I don't know about office workers. I've never worked in an office. Do you scan a PS5 as a banana at a self-checkout? I would not, because I am an honest person. A filthy animal? I would bet money that the real cause, the real reason for those stores being shut down has nothing to do with theft and shoplifting. Serving society. And they're not trained for most of that shit. You know? They're not trained in social services. They're not trained in how to deal with autistic people making a scene. Actually, a threat, but the police still shot him.
You hear about that a lot.
It was a situation. They shot the autistic man's Wrangler in one case. Yeah, there was another incident with that. So it's like, I'm pretty sure that guy died. It didn't need to happen. And for social services, the specific incident I was thinking of was Lyndon Cameron in Salt Lake City. That kid wasn't actually killed. Yeah, 13-year-old boy. He was shot at 11 times by the police.
Wow. Is that true?
The officers who shot that 13-year-old autistic boy, they probably didn't. That $3 million wasn't coming out of there.
Nope, they'll still get their pensions and stuff.
No, if those officers suffered any consequence, if those officers got fired, they just would have gotten hired in a different city's department. Some people that pretend to be cops, like Jeremy DeWitt, they're douchebags. Because we are right on the border. There's a bridge that goes to the U.S. And there's also First Nations reservation, bridge to a First Nations reservation, which because of the historical treatment of the Indigenous population, of the First Nations population, there are certain treaties in place that regulate and prevent police from being particularly active in on First Nations land. Because of that, it does mean that reservations end up, or at least that this particular reservation ended up being a really convenient way for smuggling. There's still some smuggling. Cigarettes is a big thing these days. Lots of weed came through the Canadian border before weed was legalized in half the U.S. Yeah, like I was really never comfortable buying cigarettes. Fight Club, yeah, Fight Club was good.
I love you, treasures, and I will see you all on the next one. Remember, you're all beautiful.
Italian woman that tried to hitchhike across the Middle East. I don't remember that scapegoat.